You open the box, you take a look at it, it looks back, and 40 minutes later, you posted nothing and decided you're bad at LinkedIn. This isn't a confidence problem. There are women who can hold a boardroom and talk for an hour without notes, put them in front of a text box, and they freeze. They don't know what to say when they're creating content. That's not about capability. When we're asked to post something, it's not like just an instruction. It's kind of like an assignment with no directions, right? Nobody would stare at a blank page if you said, explain the thing your client asked you twice about this month, right? Same brain, different prompt. So I don't think you need more inspiration to post consistently on LinkedIn. I just think you need like parameters or like a rule that when you're having one of those blank moment days, because trust me, we all have them, you kind of know where to go with it. You kind of know where to go with it. I'm Karen Yankovich. I help accomplished women get seen and get chosen using LinkedIn strategy, using PR strategies. And I've watched a lot of brilliant women lose to that stupid little text box. And I don't want that to be you. So a couple of reasons why I think the box wins over us sometimes. You know, we've had, maybe you can relate to this. I grew up in the era where you had to write essays, right? And as much as I love to write, what you get that, you look at that blank piece of paper and you have to start like that essay trap. You're writing a LinkedIn post like it's an essay, like it's a keynote. It's a hallway conversation, not an essay, not a keynote. It's a hallway conversation. You just want to think about what you would say to somebody if you were walking down the hall, right? So there's a trap. The first trap is it's like the essay trap. You're not writing it like it's an essay. Second trap, it's a novelty trap. Wanting to say something nobody else has ever talked about. Nobody else has ever said this. Nobody's said it the way you'd say it, right? And that's the whole thing, right? Think about like your grandma's apple pie, right? Everybody might have that same recipe, but damn, when your grandma makes it, always tastes better, right? That's what this is. It doesn't have to be a novelty. You can just use the same recipe, but when it comes from you, it's different. The way you say it is different. The audience trap. Writing to everyone so it lands nowhere. Write to one person, preferably a specific client whose face you can picture. Whose face you can picture. Now, I'm not sitting in my office right now, but at my office, I literally have like pictures of clients with their names underneath of them, where I can see them behind my computer because it helps me speak specifically to them when I'm creating content. So when you write to everyone, it lands nowhere. Write to one person, write to a specific client whose face you can picture. The permanence trap. Treating a post like it's carved in stone, like it's Mount Rushmore, right? Your posts are gone in 2 days. Yeah, they live on your profile, and yeah, that's important, but nobody's building a case file on you, right? Like, create the post and move on. The bar isn't, is this brilliant? Is this the most brilliant post I've ever made? The bar is this true? And would I say it out loud to a client that I love? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, you guys? Let me go back to my notes here. Okay. So if you're new, I'm Karen Yankovich. This is Category 1. I'm here every day at 9 a.m. Eastern for 10-15 minutes through December 18th, 7 days a week. I am thoroughly enjoying doing this, coming up with topics to share with you. I want them to be simple so they're actionable. Okay. I'm known for my simple LinkedIn tips. I want to build ease into your business. I do not want you to struggle. I want this to be simple, and I'm here to help you make that happen. So we talked about what the traps are. Let's talk a little bit now about why this, 4 ways to help this, 4 prompts that always work, that always work. Okay. Prompt number 1, and maybe you should write these down if you're somewhere where you can write these down, or they're they're in the notes here so you can write them down. What did a client ask you twice this month? Twice. What? Twice means it's common. Common means it's a post. Common means other people have that same question in their head. You've already answered it out loud, right? So you know how it sounds. So think back to, what did a client ask you twice this month? Or what did 2 different clients ask you the same question about this month? Prompt number 2. What did you change your mind about recently? highest performing post shape on the planet and the least used, right? I used to X, but I don't anymore. And here's why. I used to believe this. I used to tell people this. I don't believe that anymore. Nobody argues with somebody that's just thinking in public, right? Like, it's okay. It doesn't mean you're, I remember a couple years ago, I did a LinkedIn training for a Chamber of Commerce, and we went through this whole thing about, I don't even remember, I think it was about LinkedIn company. No, it wasn't the company pages. It must have been groups because it was something specific to people. There was this whole change about, or maybe it was a section on your LinkedIn profile. This whole change about it. We spent an hour on it in this training, and I went home, and that afternoon, LinkedIn changed it. That afternoon, LinkedIn changed it. And I posted about that. I'm like, this is the fun of being a LinkedIn trainer. You teach an entire room full of people, how something works, and LinkedIn changes it this afternoon. And of course, I went back to the people. I did a quick little video update. But one of my friends who's in business called me later that day, and she's a brilliant businesswoman. And she's like, Karen, you can't talk, you can't say things like that because it makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. It makes you look like you don't know what's happening on LinkedIn. And I was like, I completely disagree with you. I think I'm not about like posting vulnerability, but I think that happens to all of us. And that post got me so much action, so much activity. The client, I mean, listen, it is what it is, right? So they were happy that I fulfilled my obligation to them and came back and, gave them that piece of training with the updated information, video wise. But I remember like, so people hesitate to do this. People hesitate to say, I changed my mind, right? And we hear about this in politics, right? And you don't really want to talk about politics here, but we hear about this in politics. I love if you used to be, I'm going to use the words I hate using, but if you used to be pro-life and you change your mind to pro-choice. Change your mind. Tell me you changed your mind. I respect your decision that you felt this way before, but I also respect that you changed your mind and now it's like, tell us that. People respect when you change your mind about things because we change our mind about things. We're not perfect. Change your mind. Okay. Number 3, what are you testing right now? Not the results, because everybody talks about the results. Tell me about the experiment, right? I'm doing this for 128 flipping days. That's a post. In progress is much more interesting than, let me tell you about the results of my 128-day program. Like talking a little bit about the speed bumps, or the day that I recorded the wrong video or like it makes me human. And but here's what happens. You're reading it. You're learning about me because you're reading it. And that's what we want, right? We want the engagement. We want people to talk to us. 4th prompt. What's a thing everyone in your field is saying that you disagree with? Be very careful. Be very specific. You're not trying to be contrarian because it's fun or because it's a sport. You have real ones. Say one. For me, one of mine is, I am a big fan of LinkedIn endorsements. You want me to write you a LinkedIn recommendation, you damn well better have done something to earn that. I'm not just going to write you a recommendation on LinkedIn if I don't have anything to recommend you for, but I can recommend you for something free I got. I didn't have to hire you and pay you $20 million to write your recommendation. But endorsements are part of your strategy, part of your brand. Endorsements help tell LinkedIn what you want to be known for. So we, in our free Facebook group at linkedinformingcommunity.com and in our visibility salon, we have endorsement parties. We're endorsed. I want it, like tell me what you want to be endorsed for because it's helping you come up. In fact, like I changed my endorsements recently, my skills, right, which are what you're getting endorsed for. So there's a couple skills on there that have very few endorsements. Please go in and endorse me for them because it helps me. And then I'll go back and help you, right? If they're at the top, I know you want to be endorsed for them. So, but a lot of people say, Karen, I'm not endorsing you for something if I don't know you did it. I'm sorry, but endorsements and skills are marketing. Not really. I did get one time I got an email that said, Karen, you endorsed somebody for this. How do you feel about them? So I did have to go back and say, honestly, it was a marketing thing that I was helping them with less than I did. And it's contrarian in my field. People don't agree with that. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with if you don't agree with me on it. It is what it is. It is what it is. The reality here is the best post you'll write this month is something that you already said out loud. You just said it on a call instead of saying it on LinkedIn, right? And now we want to take it on LinkedIn. The thing you explained to a client last Tuesday, the thing you said in a DM that took you 4 paragraphs, the thing you texted a friend about your industry, the thing you say every single time somebody asks what you do, right? Keep a note on your phone. I mean, I like it to be on my phone, so wherever I am, I have it. But I also have, I'm a note cards person. Um, I'm also a note cards person. This is, even if you just write down the first line of it, when you hear yourself explaining something really well, write down the first line, right? Now you're banking content. You're banking content. So drop in the comments if you're watching this live, you're watching this on the replay. What's the question a client has asked you twice this month? That's your next post. And if you want me to help you shape it, I will. I answer every single one of these. If you just got here, I'm Karen Yankovich. This is the category of one. I'm here every day at 9 a.m. And what I'm doing here is teaching you about strategy, but all the things I'm talking about here are so much more effective if you have a great LinkedIn profile that supports the conversations that you're having. So for free on September 16th, 17th, and 18th, I'm running category of one, the 3-day LinkedIn profile intensive. It's free, it's live, it's 3 days with me, and we rebuild your LinkedIn profile together. I want you to have an amazingly profitable Q4. And if you're putting some of the strategies that I'm talking about on this 128 days of lives into place, do it from a position of strength, do it from a place where you have a great LinkedIn profile, and I want to help you do that. I'm doing it for free. Go to KarenYankovich.com/free intensive. That's KarenYankovich.com/free intensive. Or hang on, I can give you a fancy little QR code here to scan and share. So Julio is saying that the question he gets a lot is, oh no, I guess Julio, this is what is contrarian. Mine is scaling or making your thing scalable. I think all scalable things will be stolen by AI sooner or later. That's interesting. That's interesting, Julio. I think I would push back on that. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think just because it's scalable, like for example, my membership is scalable, my visibility salon membership is scalable. And I don't think AI can replace it because it's a community, right? So I think that I'm going to push back on that a little bit, but maybe we need to talk about that offline or some other place. Okay, hang on. Let me wrap this baby up. Go into the QR code and register, or go to KarenYankovich.com/free intensive if you want to join me for the free 3-day LinkedIn profile intensive. I want you to have an amazing flipping LinkedIn profile, and I want to help you do that. I want to help you do that. So yesterday I talked about what not to send. Today I talked about what to post. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about why we're here and why we're calling this category of one being the obvious answer. This is Karen Yankovich. I'm Karen Yankovich. This is day 15. Can you believe that? And I'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.